Hey guys, welcome. My name is Rosalia. Today I'm here to talk about how there is no illusion greater than fear. From the news, the internet, social media, televisions, political conversations, civil wars, biological disasters, pandemics, environmental destructions, nuclear war threats, with the additions of historical, religious predictions, as well as many different astrological timings, we are overwhelmed right now, us as humans, and flooded with messages of fear. Humans today feel more afraid of the world than they have in decades. We are afraid of our neighbors, and we are even afraid to come closer to them as days go by. Though this fear is really not good for us, and in fact, the fear is killing us. So I'm going to start off by talking about what is fear. So fear is a chain reaction in the brain. It begins when we are faced with a terrifying stimulus. So this could be anything such as a wolf attacking us. It could be a serial killer, a knife at our neck, or it can be something simple such as inner phobias, traumas, being in isolation, having that exam tomorrow morning, not being able to get to work on time, seeing a spider on your wall, jumping from a plane. Your body prepares itself to protect itself from danger no matter what the fear it is. If a knife is pressed to your throat, or a wolf crosses your path, or you simply hear a crack in your door in your house, you experience a reaction to the response which we all know as fight or flight response. Our adrenal glands produce adrenaline and cortisol into our bloodstream, in which attach to proteins of the liver, releasing glucose, and we get energy to run away or to fight. So in this experience, your body goes through many different types of symptoms, such as your temperature rises, you start to sweat, you become anxious, you tense up, your heart races, you feel panic, and you just want to get out of the situation as fast as you can. So the entire reaction begins in the thalamus, which receives the signal to your body's senses, which is taste, smell, touch, timing, place, seeing, visuals. There are two different paths that this reaction can go. The irrational response, which is the quickest, and the rational response, which is the slowest. The least rational, the quickest response to the fear stimulus happens when it's a super threatening situation in which we must escape from. So if you're being attacked by a serial killer or a wolf, you're going to get the hell out of there. At this time, your thalamus will alert the amygdala, in which will trigger emotional response to your hypothalamus, signaling the adrenal glands to release adrenaline and cortisol into your bloodstream so that you can run away from danger. Or you can fight, but I don't know if you really want to fight the wolf or the serial killer. The second path, which is the most rational and the slowest, this one happens if your situation is not life-threatening. So if you're just kind of nervous about your exam tomorrow, or you just see a creak there's a creak in the door and it scares you, or there's a spider on the wall and you're like, whoa, I don't like spiders, that scares me, your reaction to it will be much different. At this time, your amygdala will signal your prefrontal and your sensory cortex to send information to your hippocampus in order for your memory center to analyze past threats to your current threat and to see if it's indeed threatening. As it realizes that the frightening stimulus is not life-threatening, your body's senses still pop up and you get this type of superhuman strength in which is still fight or flight response, but you respond to it in a more rational sense. These responses are very helpful, although the complexity of these responses can be really detrimental to our body and our nervous system. Fear predisposes you to illness, and makes recovery very difficult. The brain stores these details of a particular stimulus, smell, taste, sound, visuals, time, place, etc., in your long-term memory. Thus, when a similar stimulus shows up, your body responds the same way, and this is known as fear conditioning. These things have an effect on your memory as well as your body. It can weaken your health, causing you to constantly feel anxiety, depression, stress, fatigue, insomnia, etc. This, of course, accelerates aging as well as premature death. If you are someone with chronic fear, the world always looks scary and the memories are always there to confirm this. Fear can interrupt many processes in the brain that allows us to read nonverbal cues and information presented to us, such as reflecting before acting, regulating our emotions, and acting ethically. Fear impacts our thinking and decision making in negative ways. And this is because we view it from a negative perspective, thinking that events will go wrong instead of positive. This can lead us to being susceptible to more aggressive emotions and impulsive reactions. So, how do we face this? Constantly being filled with messages of fear can cause negative reactions to the body and psyche. Although you don't have to accept them, in fact, you can train your body and your mind, and yes, even your spirit, to beat the fear and fight it. When your body relaxes, your sympathetic nervous system completely turns off. The hormones in which damage your body, cortisol and adrenaline, stop flowing into the bloodstream. This is where the parasympathetic nervous system turns on, your body relaxes, and the immune system turns back on in order for your body to continue its natural self-healing process. Your mind indeed can heal your body, and no, this is not some simple new age metaphysical thing, it's actually simple physiology. So you can train yourself to think positive and switch your mind from fear-based to love-based. To overcome fear, and a particular memory associated with it is called fear extinction. So we can go from fear conditioning to fear extinction. This involves creating a new response to the fear stimuli, meaning making positive connections to the situation, to the memory that was indeed scary, and connecting yourself with that, and allowing yourself to completely remove that negative situation away from your memory. So for example, you see a spider on the wall, and that's what scared you, but it was on a beautiful canvas. So you switch that thought to the beautiful canvas and focus on that. And that removes the negative experience. And next time you see the spider, you remember, oh, it was on such a beautiful canvas. What a positive experience. The amygdala associates the memory with the freezing response. And this trains it to be associated with something less horrifying than the spider. So the canvas. When the amygdala rewrites your memory, you are free of the fear. You control your response to the fear does not control you. This can also be known as self-efficacy. So, how do we overcome fear? So, I have 7 ways in which we can overcome fear in order for you to see things from a love perspective as opposed to a fear perspective. 1, waking up and being aware. Before you can overcome fear, you need to wake up to what is scaring you. You need to be aware of the fear. You need to identify it, you need to be aware of it, and you are able to set yourself free this way. It is easy to become attached to a point in which they become real, but they are not. You do not identify with fears, but you can observe them through awareness. 2, asking the right questions. So start asking yourself, where does this fear stem from? How does it make you feel? Why are you indeed scared of them? Where in your body do you feel this fear? How do you react to it? Observe yourself and what is happening. And then you are able to separate yourself from the fear and look at it from an objective perspective. Being present. Acknowledge, in fact, that you are feeling self-centered. Are you living in the future? Are you living in the past? Or are you actually present? If you are not now, then you're not being, and that indeed makes things a lot more scary. Do you recognize where you are and what you have in this very moment? Most fears are produced by time traveling through our minds in the what ifs and the hows. Journaling. So it's really important to release these fears and express them in a healthy way. If you don't have someone to talk to about them, writing them down is very helpful. This allows you to actually see the fear on paper and you're able to observe it from an objective perspective. You can also see how this fear is affecting your body as a whole. Yeah. You're also able to see if this fear is rational or not. So journaling is a very healthy way of releasing this fear and having to break free from it. Self-care. So self-care is very important for loving yourself and showing compassion to yourself, as well as pushing your mind to see it from a loving perspective. So anything from eating healthy foods, exercising, drinking tea, yoga, walking your dog, like a spa, massage, anything like that. Self-care shows that you're loving yourself, and then indeed you start to see things from a more loving perspective because you feel the love. So self-care is very important in order to promote healing in the body and as well as promote positive physiological responses to future fears. Meditation and breath work. So the way that we breathe really impacts our stress levels. So focusing on letting go of what we cannot control and putting yourself in a relaxation state is very important. Breathing slowly and with awareness allows your body and mind and spirit to relax and to be in the moment and let go of all attachments that you keep feeling the fear and that keep you from feeling that type of contentment and peace. So releasing yourself from any type of attachments in which that fear has on you. Gratitude. So this is really important, writing down 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for. Once you start to realize what you have, food, water, clothes, family, friends, love, laughter, these things will really help you see a bigger picture in your life, and will allow you to feel so grateful for all of these things that you have. You will be present, you will be being, you will be in the moment. And these fears, these illusions that you have created in your mind will no longer matter anymore. You will be able to be more inclined to be in the now, to be present and being. I really hope that helped you guys. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys